The following is a presentation of TFNN. Trade what you see with Larry Pesavento. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. Now, Larry Pesavento.
Okay, looking good, Billy Ray, feeling good, Lewis. Have a little bit of bad news today is Tom Hugard is very busy today. He had some family things that needed to be taken care of, so he's going to come on Monday. On Tuesday, we're going to have John Jameson is going to be taking the whole program and be talking to us about the cryptocurrencies. In fact, he really is suspecting that the Bitcoin is going to take a big breakdown in here, which he's been waiting for. And then on Wednesday, we have Tim Bost. On Tuesday, we're going to have Larry Williams. Wednesday, we have Tim Bost. And on the 7th, that will be John James. I got to get this straight. Tom Hugard on Monday, Larry Williams on Tuesday, Tim Bost on Wednesday, and John Jameson on Thursday. And on Friday, I will not be here. I don't know when is the 4th of July holiday. I don't know. I guess that's the 5th. Oh, it's going to be Monday the 5th. But next Friday, I won't be here. All right, some of the questions. Tom is coming on, of course, to talk to us about this June 28th. I'm not going to go through. He's not coming on, Cindy, because he had some things that popped up just a few minutes ago and said he can't do it, which is no problem. But the main thing I wanted to talk to you about is, he's been talking about this date, June 28th, for quite some time. And it's not a bummer, Dr. Mark. It will be, he'll have the same stuff. And Monday is the exact date that he's looking at for all these things coming together with these different cycles. So the question has been posed to me by someone from the email. I've been doing this a very long time. I've spent a lot of stuff doing astrology stuff. And have I ever seen things that you thought were going to happen and didn't? And that happens about every day of the week. But on the big astrology front, there are times that you have these things that are so big that it's just really hard to pass them up. And we're over those times right now. Today's the last day. We had the full moon coming out yesterday, so this is it. I don't know if it's close to the 28th or not, but 28th of June. But I'm looking at something like this. The question was posed to me. Have I ever seen one that was just absolutely unbelievable? Yes, and I'll tell you this. I was writing the newsletter Astro Cycles. This was in 1989. I started writing it in early 89. It was now November, and I had a huge following. I had a hotline, and I was chained to that hotline twice a day, which I didn't like doing. But on this particular day, it was November 1989, and I put in the weekly newsletter that this is going to be the biggest event of this decade, okay? And that's including the crash of 87, by the way. And I said, if this isn't on the papers of all the major papers in the world and all television channels, I will give everybody a 1-year free subscription to Astro Cycles, and you'll get it free. And I got all kinds of phone calls. Oh, this is going to be great. Well, folks, November 9th came and went, and not one thing happened to the stock market. And yet it was one of the biggest things that happened of that decade, and that was the fall of the Berlin Wall. That's exactly when it happened on that big date. I was chatting with Arch Crawford. He was in New York at the time. I was in Pismo Beach, and he was surprised that the market didn't react to it. But the fact that it was on every paper and all in the news that that did what it said it was going to do, but the market didn't react at all. I mean, it really didn't. I think it was up a little bit. Didn't see very much at all. Regarding the stock market and stuff today, folks, we're having some really big moves in here, which are supposed to be, given the fact that we've been up since Hector was a pup, and that dog's I think 38 years old now. Let's take one look here. We started the week, just to give a quick review. We started the week here with the Dow Jones making that ABCD down there at 33,000. Okay. That is what we're looking at. This is the Dow Jones futures, okay? Now, when you take a look at the Dow Jones industrials, the actual index itself that you don't trade, they just report this. if you put that up and look at it, you'll see here yesterday we were sitting right at the 61% retracement. Well, I don't know whether we gapped up or not in that Dow Jones or not, because if it's got a gap on it, that gap will be filled. You'll see there's only one gap on this chart. If you go back to May, you'll see there was a big gap in that point, but there's all these gaps will be filled. But today's high is 34,486. I don't know what the high in the Dow Jones Industrial Average is, because I get delayed prices on these indices and I don't know, but we should be pretty close to 34,486 in the Dow Jones Industrial Average. Someone check that just for kicks and giggles, just to see if that's how close the number came to the high on that this morning. We'll take a look at that. Okay. The other thing is, when I do my charts, I don't do I don't do Elliott wave stuff. I don't like all those counts and stuff. Let's just move on here. Let's just get to one thing at a time. It's 74. What was that? No, Mr. Z. It's not the futures. It's got to be the indices. It's got to be the Dow Jones Industrial Average Index. The index. It's got to be the index. It cannot be the YM, because the YM, I believe went a little bit higher. Okay, 34,473. Okay, all right. Let's move on here to the next one here. Here is the Dow. Where is the YM? I've got all. Here's Larry. Just relax a bit here. Hold on. I'm a little upset. Not upset, but I'm disappointed that I didn't get to hear Tom today, because I was really looking forward to the darn thing. Here we go. Here is the Apple. Let's get Apple and Tesla out of the way here, and then get it up here. Okay, okay, thank you very much. Should have asked the master himself. Duh. Basil Chapman saying the Dow high is, and here it comes, 34443. So that's pretty close. It's within 5 points. That's not too bad. All right, let's take a look at Mr. Appel, who's down by the well. You'll notice here that we went above the 61% retracement there at 32.59. We have not quite made the 786. We're trading. Last time I saw it was around 134 in Apple, so not too much has happened to that one also. I don't know what a palindrome is, Mr. Bo, but boy, it sure sounds cool, whatever it is. I wish I knew what the answer was. All right, let me bring to your attention, someone's asked me a question about live hogs, because we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, way back on June the 7th, 3 weeks ago. Look what's happened to live hogs, folks. They went from 119 down to 98. That's a 20-cent drop in hogs. That's a lot of money, folks, in hog talking. But what I wanted to show you here, and we've been showing this all along, but you notice that the big gap there where the line is going up, when it gaps through something like that, that is such a very dangerous bearish signal and we've mentioned it before, but that's it. We should be bottoming here around this 98 level, 99 level, looking at a little bit bigger picture, but right now there's not really much going on. We'll see if that's going the case. The reason why I'm bringing all these numbers up to you, folks, because when I look at these numbers, and I don't have any time counts any higher than 42.75 in the E-mini S&P. I just don't have anything there. So that's it. It's only a palindrome if you are long. Palindrome. 877-927-6648.
Markets can rise and fall like the tides. Subscribe to Basil Chapman's newsletter, The Opening Call, and you too can ride the wave. Basil Chapman is an authority in technical analysis. His Chapman Wave trading system has been helping traders identify trends and capitalize on momentum in the markets since 1984. TFNN invites you to test Basil's proprietary Chapman Wave trading methodology with a monthly subscription to the Opening Call newsletter for only $149. Your subscription to the Opening Call comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee, as well as daily market updates on key indexes, stocks, and commodities. Ride the wave! Sign up for the Opening Call risk-free today.
What's separating you from the most successful men and women on Wall Street? That's right, information. Having all the information gives us the perspective we need to place the right trades at the right time. The TAS Profile Scanner is the premier market profile-based scanner. Powered by its acclaimed TAS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner instantly filters over 2,500 plus global financial markets, such as stocks, ETFs, commodities, futures, and Forex. This powerful suite of tools leverages instant trade filtering and strategy formulation to show you emerging trades before they happen. For a limited time, you can save $100 off your first month by using the promo code UPGRADE, and you still get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Level the playing field with the TAS Profile Scanner, which you can find under the Services tab at TFNN.com. Sign up today.
Hey there, I'm Andy Arbertine with Tiger Precious Metals and Stones. Whether you're looking to buy and sell precious metals or trying to find the perfect diamond ring, I'm here to help. I have over 15 years of experience with diamonds and precious metals. You can call me directly at 727-329-8245, and I will personally answer any questions you have and help you find exactly what you're looking for. I will be your personal concierge in the metal and stone business. Give me a call today, 727-329-8245.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Okay, folks, I posted the chart here of Tesla, and as you can see here, we've made a 0.618 expansion here. Let's try that again, Larry. A retracement. That also is now a 135 pattern, one being on January 19th, and number 3 is on the 12th of April. And if this is correct, number 5 should be making a high here, right around $700 a share in Tesla. So whether that's going to be the case, we'll have to wait and see. Had another question today on the personal variety, and since I'm not in the mood to show a lot of charts today, I'm going to answer that question. The question is, how many guns do I have, and what do I do with them? Well, I used to have a lot of guns, folks. I mean, a lot. I mean, close to 100 at one time, I think. I used them as collector things, and then going through a divorce, you know, you lose interest in a lot of stuff. And when I moved to Pismo Beach, I get tired of, hauling them around, so I sold my collection. I have a few left. Sarah has probably more guns than me right now, but we still have a few, and we'd love to come in when the guests come to visit us. Some of our students, especially from Europe and Asia, where they're not allowed to have guns, we take them out and we show them how to shoot, and we go to the police range, and they get to try a long gun, and they get to try a handgun, and if they want to, they can try a shotgun. But I really don't have too much anymore. The second question that the person asked me was, what was the rarest gun that I've ever had? Actually, there were two. The first one I bought in 1960. I remember I was a freshman in college. Yeah, I was a freshman in college. We went to Springfield, Missouri for a big gun show, and a gentleman there had several Thompson submachine guns for sale. It was a part of the U.S. Border Patrol was getting rid of some guns, and he had a Thompson submachine gun there with the emblem, with the badge of the U.S. Border Patrol built into the stock of that gun, and had a 100 drum clip along with the other clips, and it came in a carrying case and everything. And he had $250 for that. Folks, you could have bought a nice used car for $250. in 1960, but I knew that was going to be something pretty good. So I did have a couple of bucks, and I bought that. And then 5 years later, when I was working for Lilly, we went back to that Springfield, Missouri armory there had some fabulous gun shows back in the day. They had we went back with a couple of Lilly guys. We flew back and had a lot of fun. But there was a dealer there that I knew, Jack Valenti, who was a pharmacist. We became good friends. He had a 1938 Colt. It was called the flatback Colt. It was very, very thin. It had a silencer on it. It was a CIA issued gun in a box, just like the James Bond stuff with the 2 clips and everything. And I bought that for $500. And I sold that for 25 years later for about $5,000. I never should have sold it. That was back then you could have a gun with a silencer, but none of that stuff you can have. That's basically it. I'm done with They'll get back to the old charts here and take a look at what we're watching. Let's look at something that didn't work the way I wanted it to. Let's go through the mistakes, because that's what you'd like to see. When you look here at this, the first thing we did here with this NASDAQ, we were looking for this beautiful daily 3-drive pattern in the NASDAQ. Okay, I really thought that was going to be a really good pattern. It had everything in the world that you could ask for, and that's the problem. Is sometimes when you have to ask, you have to be very, very careful what you ask God, because sometimes He closes a door, but He opens a window. You'll notice here that the market went up there and stayed there for some times, and then it went through there like it didn't even exist. Now, I'm going to bring this to your attention for a specific reason. You'll notice here that number on the far right in dark black, 14,348. Okay, I believe that's where we are in the NASDAQ right now, or close to it. At least we were a little while ago. Now, whether that means anything or not, I don't know. But all I know is that we're over a whole bunch of cycles here, and whether they work or not, I'm not sure. Now, I want to spend just a moment with Bitcoin. Before I do that, let's just get to the open interest. This comes from Tom McClellan, oscillator fame. Let's get this up here. He had a whole series of charts here. And what he was doing here, he was showing you the relationship of the open interest. You see when open interest is dropping and the market goes up, there's usually something unusual happening. That's with the VIX futures, folks. Yeah, you should see it with the S&P futures. Twentyman said, defy human nature, do the work yourself. Go look and see the open interest in the S&P this last week. Last Friday, we closed at 3.2 million contracts. We're at 2.5, folks, today. 2.5 million. That's 700,000 contracts that have left the market this week, and we've been up every day. Bada bing, bada boom, bada bing, bada boom. And that is a very small chart, and the only reason is I can't get it to be any bigger. I'm sorry about that. But we've had a drop in open interest, and that usually means it's a top. Now, maybe they've changed the rules in the commodity market. For every buyer, there is a seller. Well, maybe that's the case. I don't know. But the last time I've seen one this wild, where the open interest is so dropping so fast and prices going straight up, was a top in the gold market in August of 2011, when we were at $1,932 an ounce. And we went down substantially from that level all the way down to $1,000 an ounce. Whether that's it. Yes, the full moon was yesterday here in the Desert Marshal. It was just like daylight. I mean, it was unbelievable. And as I mentioned, we had a mountain lion in our neighborhood this past week, but he didn't show up, so it's a little bit better. We're in the monsoon season now here in Arizona, folks. We get rain almost every day. And we had 2 rains yesterday, small ones, but they come and go, and they're very fast, and they dry up very quickly. But that was all through June, July, and August. So we have 3 months where we'll get some nice rain. But we have a lot of water in the country, in this area of the country, because we're on a giant lake. I don't know if you know this or not, but Tucson, even though we have an 8,500-foot mountain right behind my house here, all that was underwater. There's all kinds of sea fossils up on the top of that mountain. So that was underwater at one time. So this was a giant lake that's below us. So we've got a lot of water, as opposed to what Las Vegas has. I couldn't believe when I saw the pictures of Lake Mead, 1,100 feet below normal, folks. 1,100 feet. Can you believe that? That's just, that's just unbelievable. That place is drying up. I don't know where they're going to get to. Oh, they'll just have to, when they have scotch in water, they'll just not use the scotch. They'll just use the water. How about that? That sounds like a pretty good idea. All right, the next one we cover the hogs. Bitcoin. Let's get on to Bitcoin. And we'll talk just about this a little bit, and then we're going to have John Jameson coming on Thursday to talk about it. And let's get this up here. We'll see there. No, Bo, I don't think you're right about that. It was not spilling over. That thing's been going down for a long time. They haven't had any water in that lake since, like I said, heck, there was a pep. All right, look, we broke the 61% retracement. We went down to 28,000. We had a 4-day rally. Basically a 50% rally. This is telling us that we probably are getting ready. We're below 33,000 already today. That's telling us that we might be taking that trip down memory lane down to 22,500. That's, we've had 4. We'll be right back. 877-927-6648.
Are you having fun trading the markets, but having trouble finding like-minded individuals to discuss your trading and investment ideas with? Become an apex predator in the trading markets and join the Tiger's Den Trading Room only at TFNN.com. The Tiger's Den is an exclusive trading room where successful traders from around the world come to exchange trades and ideas. Join the den and surround yourself with the sharpest minds in the trading world. Subscribers to the Tiger's Den are also the first to have their questions answered live on air and can privately chat with our TFNN hosts live during their shows. Interact with other tigers and tigresses as they share trading ideas, news analysis, and discuss the market action all trading day. Subscribe to the Tiger's Den risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee and become part of the TFNN trading community. TFNN, educating investors.
You could be making money off the stock market. And if you're already making money off the stock market, you could be making a lot more. Check out TFNN and Tiger TV and get expert investing advice to give you the power to control your financial future. Go to TFNN.com and find the newsletter for you. Whether you're into trading gold, metals, futures, currencies, or options, you'll get advice and analysis to help you seriously get ahead. TFNN also features trading services with a 30-day money-back guarantee for new subscribers, as well as TFNN's Tiger Den Trading Room, trading software, and educational webinars for all trading levels. And make sure you check out Tiger TV for free on TFNN.com or TFNN's YouTube channel for live financial content from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern on market days. Stop watching on the sidelines while other people get rich and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Tom O'Brien has just published his 1000th Gold Report. It's amazing to think that Tom has been writing his weekly Gold Report for almost 20 years. To celebrate the 1000th issue of Tom O'Brien's Gold Report, we've just launched a Tiger Dollar sale which runs for 2 weeks only through July 4th weekend. We've doubled all the Tiger Dollar bonuses where you can now get up to a 40% bonus on your purchase. But that's not all. Inflation is here and the price of the Gold Report is going up after July 4th. Right now, you can lock in the Gold Report at the current pricing of $97 a month for as long as you remain a subscriber. This deal won't come around again. Get your Tiger Dollars today and apply them to the Gold Report before the price goes up on July 5th. Tiger Dollars never expire and are good for any TFNN newsletter or service as a great way to add savings. Head on over to the front page of TFNN.com for all the details and help us celebrate Tom O'Brien's 1000th Gold Report.
This segment is brought to you by Thinkorswim. For more information, just click the Thinkorswim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Okay, I believe we have a caller. Jeff, are you there?
I'm here. Hi, how are you, Larry?
I'm good. What can I do for you?
Well, a little birdie told me today would be a good day to call with a question.
Good. You were lucky to get in, by the way.
I'm sorry?
You were lucky to get in, by the way. The line was really long today.
I always win the lottery when I get to talk to you, Larry. So my question is, some days, I trade the patterns and almost everything works and I have a great day. Other days, I do the same exact thing, trade the same patterns in the same way, and almost nothing works. And my question is, when that happens, when the patterns are failing, am I better off taking off the rest of the day and just saying, the market's out of sync here, or or should I look even harder for a lot more patterns to, because sooner or later they're going to start working and make the money back.
Well, Jeff, unfortunately, you've called the wrong guy because I don't have days like that. I mean, every day that I have, I just make money every single day. And the last time I had a losing trade was way back in 1983, and the market was closed that day. Jeff, this is all about probability, my boy. You got to get used to it. What you should do, Jeff, just to prove to this, take a job as a cold caller. These people that call you and try to sell you insurance or whatever it is, and they keep dialing, smiling and dialing is what they call it. And finally, they dial 93 times and they don't get any sales, and then the next 7 sales they get. It's all about probability. The one thing that I do is that if I have 3 losers in a row, and that does happen in one day, that's it. I just say, well, I'm like you say, out of sync or what it is. But then also I have a certain amount of money that I don't want to lose more in one day. And if I reach that, I stop that. But the reason why I wrote the book, the Private Thoughts of a Trader's Diary, was because of that question. Peggy McKay, who was an attorney here in town, happened to be one of my students, and I taught her to trade Forex. And so she wanted to do this book, and I said, I don't know if I want to have you here for 30 days. But Mark Douglas was here at the time, and we were all friends. Peggy's husband was an attorney, and Mark and I and Matt were all friends. And so she would come every day for 22 days and go through what I went through. And so I documented that, when I had a bad day. And I tell this story many times, but I had a lot of days in a row. I think, I don't remember, it was in the teens, 16 or 19 days in a row. And on that next day, I was so excited. I said, Mark, look at this. I said, I've never seen it this good. And he puts his hand on my shoulder and he says, your streak ends today. And I said, you son of a, I said, why'd you do that? And he said, I'm telling you, I said, I can hear it in your voice. And I was 0 for 4 that day. That's exactly right. So it's just probability. The Floor Trader's Handbook, I've gone through 30,000 iterations of trades in the euro. And, you're going to have periods where you're going to lose 5, 6 in a row, but you're going to have periods where you win 8, 9, 10 in a row. It's all at the end of the game. You do 100, you're going to win 62, you're going to lose 28, and you're going to break even on 21. That's pretty much the bottom line of how it looks like.
So over time, it's a question of probability, and don't give up, keep trying. But I heard you say, on a given day, just that one specific day, you get like 3 losses in a row. You say, you know what, something's wrong today. I'm going to take the afternoon off and come back tomorrow.
Absolutely, that's what I do, and I did that when I was in the floor in Chicago. I had 3 losing trades in a day. I was out of there, and I had my $1,500. If I lost more than $1,500 in one day, to me that was I didn't want to lose that much money. So because I had days where I had some really big days, and I didn't want to have big losses. So if you keep trading, I might be in a streak where I have 10 losses. I don't know. I didn't want to risk that, so I said 3 losers in a day. That's it. I just move on to the next one.
Well, that's great. That's exactly what I was looking for, to hear how you handled that.
Good.
So I appreciate that very much, and please continue, having on your great guests and providing great content for us.
And I'll get that $20 out to you next time I have a winning trade. Okay, Bubba?
Okay, thank you. Take care.
Okay, you bet. Thanks for calling in, Jeff. I really appreciate it. Okay, now we got a caller in about the gold market, and I posted it up here. You can see here we've had a couple of really nice ABCD patterns over the last few days. The last one occurred today at 1791. We're now at 1776. To me, if you look at this really closely, we're going to either try to make a double bottom down here at 1766. The old bottom was 1762, or on the other stretch of the imagination, we could get ready to melt down all the way to, 17, I believe it's 17, Oh dear, when you look at this on a daily, boy, this really doesn't look very good. Let me bring this up and take a look at it. I haven't done the weekly stuff because I do that on Sunday morning. If you look at that here, you'll see here we had a 3-day rally here, ended 2 days ago, and look at this action today, folks. I mean, this tells you that if it doesn't hold 62, it's going all the way down to 1730, and my money's going to have to be on 1730. And the reason for that is look at the quality of that rally. That can't even make a 382 retracement. The most you rallied was one harmonic number. You went from 1762 up to 1797. The harmonic number is 34. It should have been 1796. And there you go. So to me, I think we're looking at 1725. Now, the silver doesn't look nearly that bad, nor does platinum, but I haven't checked them lately today. But I'm thinking, being a Friday, I have to look for lower prices. That'd be my guess. That's the only thing that I can see. So I hope that helps, and we'll see what happens. Let's see. I think you have another question in the room here or not. Hold on just a minute. Yeah, hold on. I stand corrected. It was not spilling over. Thank you very much, Bo. Yep. Yeah, no, it's been a long time since it was in the 60s or 70s the last time Lake Mead spilled over. But boy, when you drive down there now, man, it's really bad. It's really bad, folks. Big things happening today in the grain markets. I mean, they have had an absolute debacle here in the grains. We went down, we busted, down below all those recent lows in corn, and not so much corn, but in wheat and all these other soybeans. So they're trying to form a bottom in here. We're in the midst of the growing season, folks. This shouldn't be happening. Why it's liquidating like this is a mystery to me, but it's a mystery to everybody else in the grain business too. So you have to be careful. There might be some news out there that we're not aware of that could come down the road, but until that happens, we have to assume that this market is still cascading to the downside. It may be related to all these different cycles, the Mercury and full moon and bada bing, bada boom, all this stuff that's going, especially the Neptune cycle, all of that, Neptune in retrograde. This is all big stuff. But remember, like I mentioned before, sometimes this big stuff is nothing more than big stuff, and it doesn't go anywhere. And that's the whole key of reminding ourselves that that's what we have to do is when we're looking at this. Remember, Mr. Z was kind enough to forward this equinox thing that we had just recently here on the spring equinox. Spring equinox. The summer solstice is not till July. You'll notice here that came in right at the time. So we could be over that time frame because it can have a 2 or 3 week window. Okay, Mr. Bo is saying copper must be turning down here. I don't know. I haven't paid too much attention to copper. I'm just watching some of these other things unfold here today because we're at a really, really strong level of what we're doing. I haven't been able to update. Let me double check here to see where we're doing here with some of these things. I don't know where we are. We'll be right back. 877-927-6640.
Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
The technology around us is changing every day. With so much happening, it can seem impossible to keep up with all the information. David White's investment newsletter, The Technology Insider, is designed to give you all the information you need to understand the technology that shapes today's markets and tomorrow's future. David White has made his living staying on the cutting edge of technology. His weekly newsletter will give you specific recommendations for value tech stocks, as well as entry prices, target prices, and stops to set for each trade. Dave delivers his weekly newsletters every Friday with updates throughout the week. You can get the Technology Insider at TFNN.com for only $37.50. Sign up for David's newsletter, The Technology Insider, and get an inside look at everything the technology sector has to offer. Try it risk-free today with our 30-day money-back guarantee. TFNN, educating investors.
Are China A-shares hot or not? If you trade China A-shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A-share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A-shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Okay, folks, I posted a chart here of July copper daily chart. You can see the Thunderbolt. You know, those are the Benoit Mandelbrot's, what he called it, the Thunderbolt pattern, which is the ABCD pattern. And all I did was, you'll notice that there's three of them there. You notice the two big ones. And all I did is I cloned the one, and I matched it by key time. In other words, if you counted the number of days between May the 20th up into June the 1st, that was 5 trading days. And if you did what we did here just now, we're 5 trading days, and it was exactly the same amount. So that's the market repeating over and over again. It happened to also be a 38% retracement from the high, and that tells us that that area of 435 in the copper is pretty substantial. We're trading around 429 today. That's all you're doing is you're looking at the markets, from a technical point of view of what happened in the past may or may not happen in the future. We don't know the answer to that. Several people have asked me, well, one person has asked me, is this the bottom in the grain market? I cannot tell you that. All I know is that, we're over some serious stuff. We've made new lows today in the soybean market. We've made new lows in the wheat market and new lows in the corn market. And we will be doing an update, of course, this weekend on all that stuff for the 24/7 newsletter, folks. Trade what you see. So all that will be in there. Plus, we have to look at all the currencies that we have going on here. And you notice here, okay, Bo said that's why he sold it. Well, that's good. Let's take a quick here. One that we're in happened to be working pretty good right now. This is the euro. This is the most actively traded thing in the world. You'll notice here that there's a similar type move here, just like in the copper. You have a 382 retracement. You've got a perfect ABCD pattern up there, 119.70. That now has 70 pips in it. It's on its way to 118.90, and we're going to think that's probably where we're going to be looking to take our profits unless we go smashing through that. And if we do that, then what we will do is we'll wait for something larger. But that's where you have to make a decision on whether you want to take profits at that time or whether you want to be doing that. Those of you that put the bond trade on last week, it turned out to be a really good one. It made just about $3,000 and got out a little bit too early, but still it's a nice profit. And we'll be looking to get into the bonds if we see a pattern just like we're seeing here in the euro. We want to see the same type of pattern in treasury bonds we're seeing at the euro, because these patterns work on just about anything of what are the things that you're looking at. So, okay, let's just move on. Another question that anybody has. The Russell and some of these have gone up quite a bit. Oh, by the way, if someone just mentioned it, very, very important. Who mentioned that? Terry D, I meant to, that's correct. The Russell Index takes out 279 of their 2,000 stocks a day and replaces them with 279 others. And that is a big deal. This is why, some of these stock markets are geared for these indices to go higher, because if they don't like it, they bring in a new one. Remember, there's no original stocks in the Dow Jones Industrial Average anymore, folks. The last one to leave was General Electric. So from the 30 stocks of 1929, they're all history. So that's a thing to remember. One of my most amazing statistics that I talk about here is the book from James Allen, and that is, what's the name of that book? I can't remember that book. Anyway, he talks about in 1929 and 1930, there were 2,000 automobile companies in the United States. And then 30 years later, there was only 3. So that's primarily what happens. But right now, we have a situation where we've got so much data coming across from the internet and all these things that you don't know what's fake and what's not. But that's neither how you put it on. And of course, the COVID thing it's way up in the air. What's going on with that also, which I will not get into, and I shan't, and I won't. So let's move on here. Any questions? 877-927-6648. I want to be. Hold on one second here and get this last one up here. All right, I want to find out, did I cover the I covered the Bitcoin, I covered that, I covered the Treasury bonds, I covered Tesla. Well, almost done. Oh, Russell, I didn't cover the Russell. Here's the Russell, because the Russell went through here like Grant took Richmond. This thing just blew through the 78% level, and I believe it's up near the 2330 level would be my guess now with 2338 in the Russell. Could someone be kind enough to tell me if we reach 2338? And also, if they'll give me the high in the Dow Jones Index, I'd like to know what that is to see if it's got above 34,430, 448 or something like that, because it's this halfway through the day now. If these markets are going 234, wow, it made it. Holy cow. That's the moment of truth in the Russell. That's it. That's at a 1.618 expansion, folks. That's where you want to pick the prettiest girl when you go to the dance, because if it gets any higher than that, wow, you'll be going home alone. All right, let's move on to one other thing I wanted to mention to you. I spent a lot of time this week talking about one thing, and I'm going to bring it to your attention right now, and that is this right here. This is from Benoit Mandelbrot. This is his lightning bolt. This was his seed pattern. This is what we do here, folks. ABCD is that. And we've got Jerry from Tennessee back in the air. Jerry, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you, Larry?
I'm good. Oh, this is a different Jerry. You're not from Nashville.
No, sir.
Well.
I'm a little bit outside, but I spent a lot of time there. I wanted to ask you a question about BNGO and Sensionics, SENS. And what you thought about that?
What was the symbol, please?
SENS.
SENS?
Right.
Okay, give me one. Just give me a second.
That come up with some diabetic information that's changing disruptive technology.
Well, let's write down the old from Eli Lilly, but let's just move this on here. Okay, give me this out of the way. I can't be able to see this. Okay. Wow, this is a really this is a very not a very expensive stock.
No,
hold on, let's get this up here. Okay, all right, we're looking at it at about $3.71 a share. It's backed off a little bit. Do you have a position in this, Jerry?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay, well that's good. Are you long from way down here in last year, or where did you buy it?
Yeah, we got in like $1, but it's disruptive. It's competing with Dexcom, I believe.
Okay.
They have where you can read your sugar with a.
Sure.
You'd have to read all about it. But,
well, I'll tell you what. Let me tell you what I would do if it were my stock. And believe me, I don't have any of that. But let me take a look here. I just posted in there. You see that 222 there? That's from Gartley 222. I don't know why it's the same price. Anyway, at that price, 768. If you're down 78%, if you go below 220, somewhere around $2, I would be really suspect here. But right now, this has got all systems are go on this. This last little pullback that you had was a beautiful 382. It took 8 days to get there, and the price on this is substantially more than $7. So I'd hang in there.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Larry.
And send some profits to me after you sell it at 7. Thanks, Jerry. Take it easy, buddy.
All right.
Have a wonderful
Bye-bye.
weekend. You bet. Bye-bye.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. For free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Markets can rise and fall like the tides. Subscribe to Basil Chapman's newsletter, The Opening Call, and you too can ride the wave. Basil Chapman is an authority in technical analysis. His Chapman Wave trading system has been helping traders identify trends and capitalize on momentum in the markets since 1984. TFNN invites you to test Basil's proprietary Chapman Wave trading methodology with a monthly subscription to the Opening Call newsletter for only $149. Your subscription to the Opening Call comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee, as well as daily market updates on key indexes, stocks, and commodities. Ride the wave. Sign up for the Opening Call risk-free today.
Introducing Primal Edge.
Today, it's even more important to take a supplement that complements your health. Primal Edge is specifically formulated to boost your immune system and help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Our early ancestors found all their nutritional requirements in the wild environment. But today, our food sources don't contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients that we need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated humic and fulvic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They've been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, without them, life cannot exist.
That's right, Ellen. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge. Just $89 exclusively at TFNN.com.
Hi, folks. This is Steve Rhodes. Stay tuned for another great hour of The Trader's Edge, heard here at TFNN.com.
Okay, folks, we have a lot of things going on in the currency markets. I haven't been able to talk about them this week because we had so much other stuff going on. And I'm going to have a very busy week next week with 4 guests, but we'll get it covered in the newsletter this week. But you'll notice here on the U.S. dollar index, we had the bottom down there on the 24th of May, and we had a really strong rally from 89.60 up to 92.40. Look what's happened over the last 5 days, folks. Very, very meager rally, sell-off. This is indicative of a market that looks like it wants to go higher. The key point to watch here is, if you'll notice, 91.30, 91.29 to 91.30. That's a 382 retracement. If that's all we can do, this U.S. dollar will take off pretty hard, I think. And those that are telling us at the end of the demise of the U.S. dollar, which we've been hearing since 1946, may be right at some time. But right now, it's holding up relatively well, and it's looking pretty good. So anything could happen. We could have a wild day in here where the Fed does something, or something geopolitical happens, and things could change. But right now, this shallow rally that we're having in the U.S. dollar is quite friendly to this. We had a big run up and virtually giving very little of it back. That's a very positive sign. We've seen it in other markets, and we're seeing it here in the U.S. dollar. That's what we're looking at in the reverse side of the euro. And why we're short the euro is because that's the opposite of the U.S. dollar index. And so that's why you keep that one close enough. The other thing that happened exciting today, folks, we had a $3,000 move in crude oil today right in the middle of the morning. We went from 72 and change to 73 and change, back up and down twice, almost $1,000 each time. And it was due to the government saying that the ruling by the Supreme Court that the oil companies can do something that they've been wanting to do on their own pricing, whatever it was. So it was favorable to the oil companies, and that's why you had that big swing. I mean, it was huge, both up and down. So those are just a few of the things that we're paying attention to. Live every day in an attitude of gratitude, and may God bless.